Hello and welcome to my very first Let's Play for Farming Simulator 19. I'm blackcat and we're on Grasslands by PS5. Before we go into buying any machinery, I'm going to show you how I've set the map up. It's quite basic. So, started from scratch. Obviously it gives you 500,000. So I've bought these 3 small fields here, 2 grass, 1 arable, and also the BGA. I've then got rid of just over 100k, which leaves us with a balance of 98,132. As you can see, I'm on PlayStation. I'm actually on PS5, so that's our workaround for getting money down. For those of you who didn't know, that's how you can do it. Lease equipment and send it straight back, and that'll get you money down. It's something that I personally like to start maps with. I don't normally start with this much money, but I thought with it being my first Let's Play, I'd give myself a little bit of breathing space with that extra bit of money, but normally I like to start with pretty much nothing, to be honest. I'll show you the settings before we go any further. So we will knock weeds off and knock the autosaving off. Everything else will be on. And for this we will play on ×5, and that's the settings in there. As you can see, precision even. Farming is on, and we will set seasons to, if it's not already, I would normally play 6-day seasons, but we're going to play 3. I've never actually played 3-day seasons before, so it's something new. Right, machinery. As we're only starting off with just over 100k, obviously that doesn't leave us overly much to play with, because as you'll know, 100k doesn't go very far whatsoever in this game. So although I think a lot of these are the obvious choices, not so much them, but certainly these little masses here, I think, only because I've never used them before, because I've only just put this mod on, I think I'm going to use this case. So a 4-wheel drive case, 85 horsepower. I don't need any front attachments on yet. I'll keep it as a cab. I'll not upgrade to that yet, because 8,500, I can probably spend that on something else, although I will fit a front loader onto it. And we'll keep tyres as is, so that's 27,300. That's for an 85 horsepower tractor. And although I haven't actually checked, I know if we go into here, that field, yeah, it's going to need ploughing, so I'll need to get a plough. And I haven't got many options really, seeing as the tractor's only 85 horsepower. I mean, that one, it's so easy to use, so big as well. I know it's not suitable for this one, but I don't think just for British maps all around, British and Irish maps, it's an absolute nightmare to get through the roads. So I don't tend to use it on them. Basically, we've got option of 2, that one or the one in the base from the base game. So we'll go with this one. 5 furrow, £350, 20 horsepower requirement, 3.5 meters, absolute bargain. So we'll go for that. Takes the balance down to 70,482. So we'll get hooked up. And this tractor turns like an oil tanker. One of the things I have noticed just as I was looking around this map before we started is the triggers, certainly for the gates, are a good way back. They won't open if you go right up next to them. So we'll have our beacons on, and what are we at, 26 miles an hour. Just going through a little village here. Although I quickly looked around the map just to see where I wanted to start, I haven't actually looked at many of the sites on the map. Petrol station just on our right hand side. So as I'm pretty sure, as mentioned earlier, the map's by PS5. I know he's got at least 2 other maps. I think it's only 2 maps that he's got. Certainly on console anyway, might have more on PC, I'm not sure. But I've never actually played on one of his maps before, so I remember this when it first came out. I always wanted to play, but I just never got a chance to, so I thought for doing this first Let's Play, it was always going to be on a British map, British or Irish map. I just thought this one was perfect, especially when I found this little place here. So this is our yard. This is it. And if there was something that could pretty much typify the way I like to start, it's this. Small little space, although like I said, normally I wouldn't have as much money available to us as what we've got there. Still got 70,000 there. So 2 sheds, although quite large sheds, and what I think is a clamp. I haven't got the information bar on, but it looks like a clamp. And these are ours, so we've got this grass field here. We've got, well, we're not going to be able to see much, tiny grass field in there, which I might end up using as a bit of a yard extension, to be honest, depending on how it goes. We've got this one arable field over here. Right, well, there's not going to be cars in this, on this bit, is there? So, as I've said, the trigger's quite far back on here. So far back, that closes that. Jump over there. Move that out of the way. One to look again. Right, so that's closing that one. Just jump over here. There we go. See how far back we have to go. Oh my god. Right. One's open. Two's open. If that closes behind us, I'm coming off. There we go. That beats off. Right, we'll get started. I don't intend to sit here the whole time and keep you on for the, because this field's going to take at least, what, 20, 25 minutes. So, what I think we'll do, we'll time lapse for a bit, although from what I've seen on PS5, 10 minutes is around about 1 minute per time lapse. I wouldn't want to stay on time lapse too long. So we'll time lapse a bit, and then if it's nowhere near done, we'll jump cut. So I'll be back soon. Well, welcome back. I don't mind telling you, if there's one job that I would have a worker do full time for us, it'd be ploughing. I don't mind any other job in the game, but there's... yeah. As you can probably see, I'm not the world's best. I will go back and get all them bits though. I didn't want to keep it on time lapse for too long, like I said. I'm sure in Share Factory you can only go up to times 8. So anywhere below 10 minutes is preferable, I would have thought. I'm going to jump up soon. However, I just want to tell you how I got into FS originally. 19's the first farm sim that I got about 13 months ago, 14 months ago, something like that. And in that time, I'm currently sitting at something like 2,400 hours gameplay, which, even though I've gamed since being a child, I've never put any hours, that amount of hours, into a single game over such a short period of time. Not even, well, the ones that are actually recorded are games like the old Football Managers, where I might put 11 to 1,300 hours a year in each one of them. But when you think I've pretty much doubled in that space of time with FS, never really been in simulators before, never played a farming game before, but there was just something about it that when I first started playing it, it was one of them I downloaded, and that was me up the rest of the night and several nights after, to be honest. And it's just continued. I think the themes come along, but the thing that got us to start with, I think, is just the sheer grind of it. I always like games where you start with very little and you have to grind your way up. So which obviously fits in with what I was telling you earlier, where I like to start maps with very little, maybe one small tractor, one cultivator, one plough, and then start working from there. So I remember that first day playing on Ravenport, and then it takes you into the tutorial, doesn't it, when you first come on, and that was an actual uh-oh moment for me. I knew that I was going to be hooked on it. Spent a lot of hours on that Ravenport map, probably more on Felsburn, to be honest, at the start of it, but I think I've even been back to Ravenport recently, but probably another couple of hours into that map. I just wish it was more interactive. I think it was such a nice map, but there was just no interaction with it. For example, you would buy the ranch and not be able to use it, or the same with the restaurant, you didn't get any benefit from owning it. So that was sort of my one gripe about that, although I know, obviously from what we know about, the little we know about FS22, it looks like Giants are looking to change that. Which I think is obviously going to be music to a lot of people's ears. And I was listening to the Farm Sim podcast. I know it hasn't been going overly long, but I was listening to that a couple of weeks ago, and I might have misheard this because I think I was driving at the time, but I'm sure the community manager on there, or one of the community managers, explained the reason why it's like that, why they don't make the maps as detailed or as interactive as what they could have been. Certainly for 19, but I assume it would be the same for 17 as well, is because they go off the lowest machines requirements. So at the time they were still making games for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox equivalent, I don't even know what that is. So if they were the least powerful machines, that's what they were aiming their maps towards. Which is a bit of a shame, really. But I also heard in the same podcast, it might be in the same podcast, I listened to a few of them back to back, is that some slot counts were going to be going for certain consoles. So I don't know if that's for all consoles or what. But I know that's another thing that obviously hampers us on console. I've actually got the game for both. I've got the game for PS5 and I've got it for PC. However, the laptop that I've got at the minute, it runs it, but it doesn't look particularly great. Certainly not compared to the PS5 anyway. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on this on my own. The next time you come back, the field will be pretty much done, and hopefully, well, I say hopefully, definitely all the misbits will be dealt with as well. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, so just finishing this last a little bit here. That's all up there. It did take us a bit longer than what I thought it was going to. We are 1:45 in the afternoon now. There's an hour's worth of real time on the tractor. Just step back up, jump up there. So, all ploughed. The thing I did learn is that there's oil tankers in the North Atlantic that turn easier than what this tractor does. Although for the price, I can't really complain, I suppose. What I think we'll do is we'll leave it there for today. If you join us again, next time we'll look at doing the soil samples on here, getting it cultivated and hopefully getting a crop in the ground. So join us again soon for the next instalment of Grasslands. Take it easy.